If you lived in the Final Destination universe where Death is an asshole, and he is an asshole, he's such an asshole in this universe because he like gives people premonitions on how they and the people around them are gonna die, which essentially saves them at first but then kills them off later anyway. That is fucked up. But it made me think, which deaths in the Final Destination franchise were avoidable and which weren't? Now, in these scenarios, we are not going to be the ones with the premonitions. We're going into it blind. We just happen to be around the person that does have the premonitions. Now, in Final Destination Bloodlines, we start off with Paul surprising Iris to a super romantic date to the Skyview Tower, which is fucking exclusive as fuck. And then Iris is like, oh my god, Paul. Oh my god, this is like the sweetest thing ever. Like, you know what? Tonight, I'm gonna suck your big fat c. Sorry, the audio cut out, but whatever. They go inside the Skyview Tower, and immediately, I hate the fuck out of this bitch-ass kid. Like, look at his fucking stupid-ass, condescending-ass bitch-ass face. Like, that's like a testament to the kid. Like, he's a good actor, like, because that's his character. His character is supposed to be a little bitch-ass kid, and that kid nails it. So, good job to him, because I want to punch him in the face. But whatever, Paul and Iris make it to the top of the tower, and Iris doesn't know it yet, but Paul is getting ready to propose. But then it gets to the bitch-ass kid throwing pennies off of the roof, and while he's throwing pennies off of the roof, the security guard sees it, and he's like, yo, kid, don't do that shit. And the little kid is like, okay, I'll stop. And then when the security guard walks away, he throws the pennies anyway. Then, of course, in Final Destination fashion, the last penny that the little bitch-ass kid throws gets caught in the wind and thrown inside the air conditioning vent where it gets stuck inside one of the blades. Paul and Iris don't see that shit, and then Paul proposes, and then Iris is like, oh my god, yes, I'll marry you so much. Oh my god, I love you so much. And remember, tonight, like, I'm gonna suck your big fat cock. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with the audio today. It's like, it keeps cutting off. But whatever, after the proposal, Paul and Iris go back downstairs, and they start dancing with people, and they start jumping and shit and having a good time. And while that's happening, the glass is breaking beneath them, and like the fact that nobody sees that shit, like I don't buy it, because like they get very down low to the floor. Like there's no way that nobody caught that shit. Iris doesn't catch it either, but she starts to feel uneasy and she backs up from the glass. As soon as she backs up from the glass breaks and a whole bunch of people fall to their death, including Paul. After that happens, everybody starts to panic and run around and shit, and then the building collapses even more. On top of that, one of the blades from the air conditioning vent gets flung into a gas pipe, and then it causes a fire, and then people start burning alive and shit, and the building collapses even more, which then causes the piano to fall on the little bitch ass kid. And honestly, oh my god, like I know I should have wished death upon a kid, like he's a fucking kid, but it made me happy. Then Iris falls to her death, but then obviously it turns out that it was just a premonition, but she gets to work immediately, because then she takes the penny from the kid. She's like, give me that shit, little fucking bitch. And then she runs downstairs and she's like, yo, everybody get off the fucking glass. Everybody's gonna die if you're on the glass. Look, it's fucking breaking right in front of you. And then everybody's like, oh shit, the glass is breaking. So then everybody backs up, and then they end up living. So she saves everybody in that building, at least for now. And I will say, if she would not have done that, everybody was fucked either way, because even if somebody else caught the glass breaking, the building was still collapsing and everybody was gonna die either way. So in my opinion, those deaths would have been unavoidable. Then about 1,000 years later, Iris's granddaughter Stephanie also has a premonition of everything that was supposed to happen in the Skyview Tower, and then she starts to freak out in the middle of the class. So after that happens, Stephanie's like, okay, what the fuck was that? That was insane. So she goes and sees her family, and she's like, hey, what's up with my grandma? Like, what's up with Iris? And then everybody's like, do not fucking mention that bitch. She is a crazy person. But like, how can you even blame her? She saw her husband and a whole bunch of people die in a premonition. She saved them, and then her husband and all those people died anyway. Like, yeah, that would make me a little bit crazy too. My fucking bad. Stephanie doesn't want to hear none of that shit. She's like, this premonition felt insane. Like, it felt so real. Like, that was scary as fuck. Like, I have to know what it means. Like, what does it mean? So Stephanie goes and seeks Iris, and yeah, Iris is a crazy bitch. Like, she's definitely lost it. But fair enough. Like, she lost her husband, and it turns out that all those people that she saved started dying off, and also their bloodline. Oh, like the movie Final Destination Bloodlines, because like their family died, like their bloodlines died as well. Oh. But yeah, Iris being a crazy bitch has actually kept her family alive, and they don't even know that. And that's what she tells Stephanie, like, hey, as soon as I die, like, all of you are fucked. But after Iris tells Stephanie everything, Stephanie's like, okay, maybe she is a crazy bitch. And then Iris is like, dude, you're not fucking getting it. Like, look, this is the book of everything that you need to know. Oh, and you don't believe me? You don't believe that death is after me? No, watch this. And then she lets herself get killed, like right in front of Stephanie. Like, she traumatizes her to prove a point, which, respect to Iris. Like, Iris gives a fuck about her family to the point that even if they don't fuck with her, she's still willing to die to protect them. And that opens Stephanie's eyes. Stephanie's like, okay, all right. Okay, I believe you now. you proved your point, Grandma. Well, and Iris, obviously, she didn't hear that because her face was destroyed. So after Iris's death, Stephanie starts to do some research, and then she's like, okay, this is not good. Like, everything Grandma said was true. At the same time, her family's having a barbecue, and then Stephanie rushes over to her family. And then when Stephanie gets there, Howard steps on a piece of glass, and then he falls to the floor. And and at the same time, this rake falls on the lawnmower, and the lawnmower kills the fuck out of Howard. And him dying like that, like, it killed the vibe, like, it ruined the whole party, because you can't really have a good time, like, after seeing somebody's face turn to ground beef. Like, it's just not, it's not fun after that, you know? But it wasn't Howard's fault, it was Bobby's dumbass. Like, he drops glass near ice, and it falls inside the ice, and he just cleans around it. He's like, oh, this will be fine. Which is fucking, it's so fucking stupid. Like, if glass breaks around ice, like, you have to replace that ice, no? Like, it's not like the logical thing to do, but I guess Bobby's a fucking idiot. And Howard didn't see the glass break into the ice. Like, that wasn't his station. Like, he was preoccupied just being, like, in charge of the whole party. And if you step on a piece of glass that big, like, yeah, you're probably gonna fall on the floor as well. On top of that, that lawnmower reached him quick as fuck. So, like, yeah, his death was unavoidable. After that happened, Stephanie gathers her whole family and she's like, look, everything Iris said is true. Like, look at the timeline. Everybody that was in the Skyview Tower and their families have died ever since. And her family does not want to hear that shit. They're like, bro, do not fucking, do we have a fucking Iris 2.0 now? Like, you're gonna be a crazy bitch too? The only person that kind of believes her is Bobby, but everybody's like, do not entertain that fucking crazy ass shit. And everybody's being like super mean to her, and like everybody leaves being all mad at her and shit, and she's like, fuck, can you guys just like, can you believe me, please? The only one that's kind of being supportive is Charlie. Like, he doesn't really believe everything that she said, but he's being supportive. He's like, I'm gonna back my sister. Then Stephanie and Charlie, they hear about the fire that happened in the tattoo shop where Eric works. So when they go and look for him, they're like, oh my god, thank god you're alive. And then Stephanie's like, why the fuck weren't you answering my calls? And he's like, because you're a crazy bitch. Like, you were calling me a billion times and you were annoying. Like, I didn't want to answer you. So then they're walking through the sidewalk and Stephanie's like, bro, you're in danger. And like, oh my god, be careful with that tree trimmer. He's like, what can that tree trimmer possibly do to me? Like, it's gonna fall by itself? Like, stop being stupid. And she's like, yeah, I mean, it might fall and then it might hit the guy with the leaf blower and he's gonna blow leaves into the kid's face and the soccer ball is gonna kick you in the head. And he's like, oh my god, a soccer ball is gonna kick me in the head? Shut the fuck up, Stephanie. While they're having that conversation, Julia walks out and then she's like, oh my god, Stephanie, you're still with this shit? Stop, you're being annoying as fuck. Like, I'm gonna go for a run. So then she goes for a run and everything that she said was gonna happen to Eric actually happens to Julia. Once Julia gets hit by the soccer ball, she falls inside the trash can. At the same time, the garbage truck passes by and picks up the trash can that Julia's in and puts her inside the garbage truck. Then the garbage truck starts to drive away and everybody's running after the garbage truck. At the same time, Julia's inside and the garbage is starting to compact and like closing in, and it's gonna crush her if she doesn't get out. But by the time they stop the truck, it's way too late, because when Stephanie's about to help Julia out, her head gets crushed like a fucking watermelon and then dies, obviously. And to me, her death was super fucking avoidable, because Stephanie showed all of you all the proof that Iris had. Like, all the people from the Sky Tower and their family started dying, and then on top of that, right after Iris dies, Howard dies in a crazy ass way, and you still don't believe her. Like, please, that's on you. I would at least, at the very fucking least, be a little bit paranoid and have some follow-up questions. So yeah, I will say Julia's death was avoidable. Now, after Julia's death, everybody was like, all right, Stephanie, no, our bad. Like, you told us, you definitely told us several times, and like, we believe you now. So like, what do we do now? So then Stephanie's like, okay, we have to go see Bloodworth, which was the little kid that Iris saved in the Skyview Tower, which in the premonition, he died right after Iris. So then he was gonna be next. And then they go see him and he fucking, it turns out that he has cancer. So like, death, if he's not able to get a hold of you right away, no, he fucking gives you cancer. So he gave Iris and Bloodworth cancer, which like, that's so fucking intense. Cancer? You're gonna give me cancer because you couldn't kill me right away? Like, just wait a couple of years. What's it to you? What's a few years to you? You have to fucking, that's insane. Like, you're being insane. So Bloodworth tells him like, okay, the only case that I've ever heard of somebody surviving and like beating death is that person actually, like, they flatlined. So they technically died, but then they were revived. So like, I guess that's the way to do it. And then Stephanie's like, well, why didn't Iris do that? And then Bloodworth is like, because that's fucking complicated as fuck and risky, and like, it might not work at all. So yeah, it's not a good idea. And then Stephanie's like, okay, yeah, true. But the only thing that Eric hears is like, hey, I think we should make Bobby flatline. And then he's like, hey, Bobby, we should make you flatline. And Stephanie's like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. But Eric is like, I think we should make you flatline anyway. And then Bobby's like, okay. And then they sneak away to try to make Bobby flatline. So since Bobby's allergic to peanuts, they go to the vending machine and they get this off-brand Reese's Buttercup, because Bobby's like, if I die by eating a peanut, I'm not going to die by an unsalted peanut. That's insane. Like, I want the good shit. This shit has chocolate and peanut butter. Yeah, give me that one. And honestly, I don't blame him, because like, Reese's Buttercups are fucking, they're fire. So they try to get the Buttercup, but at first it's not coming out. So they have to like shake and bang on the vending machine, and it eventually does come out and they're able to get the Buttercup. But when they do that, a spring from the vending machine like pops out a little bit, but nothing happens yet. Then they go inside the room that's right in front of the vending machine, and inside that room there's an MRI machine. And I don't know if you know this, but MRI machines are like super magnetic. That's why like when somebody has to go get an MRI, they tell them like, yo, take off your phones, any piercings, take that shit off. But okay, once they go inside the room and they close the door, a clipboard falls on the keyboard that controls the MRI machine, and the MRI machine turns on. But they don't notice that. So then Eric makes Bobby sit down in a wheelchair and makes him eat the Reese's Buttercup. So then he does, and then he starts to like his throat starts to close up, and he's like freaking out and shit. And then he's like, give me the EpiPen, give me the EpiPen. And Eric is like, no bro, this is the whole plan. And then he's like, please, I can't, this shit sucks, like obviously because I can't breathe right now, so like and Eric is like, dude, just fucking trust me. While this is happening, they haven't noticed that the MRI machine has been intensifying. So when Eric takes out his phone, the MRI machine pulls it and it hits an override button that makes the MRI machine intensify even more to like a level that like nobody's ever gonna use ever. Like there's no reason for that to even be a setting on the MRI machine. So I don't even know why they would have that. So that's stupid actually. That's fucking dumb. Like I don't think that's how an MRI machine works, but I don't work with MRI machines. So like I don't know. If anybody works with an MRI machine, like let me know. Is that a setting? Like I doubt it, but I'm fucking stupid and I don't know anything about anything. So yeah. But after that override, the MRI machine starts to pull all the piercings from Eric's body. And I mean all the piercings. Then the MRI machine gets so fucking strong that it starts to pull the wheelchair. Then the wheelchair flies through the air, it hits Eric, and it sends them both to the MRI machine hole, and it like folds Eric in half. Like it fucks him up. And yeah, he dies. While this is happening, Bobby's still trying to catch his breath because like he ate that Reese's Buttercup and like it's closing up all his holes, including his throat. So Bobby's like crawling through the floor to try to get to his EpiPen, and he's able to get to his EpiPen, injects himself, and then he's able to breathe again. And like right after he stands up, the MRI machine magnet has gotten so fucking strong that when a nurse opens the door, that same spring from the vending machine flies through the air and it like impales his head, and then he dies. And to me, both Eric and Bobby's death are super fucking avoidable. Like you guys are both idiots. Like I feel sorry for Bobby because he was scared the whole time and like Eric was like kind of forcing it on him, but like stand your fucking ground. So yeah, I will say both their deaths were avoidable. After Eric and Bobby die, Darlene, Charlie, and Stephanie, they go to Iris's cabin because they're like, okay, Iris's cabin is the safest place to be. So Darlene is like, I'm gonna stay in there and it's gonna keep you guys safe because as long as I don't die, death can't touch you guys. And right before they leave, that same penny that Iris took from that bitch ass kid falls to the floor and it rolls, and then some older lady picks it up. And that's probably fine, right? Like it's not like that penny's gonna like come back around and like kill them or anything, right? Once they're inside the compound, this big ass explosion happens that for sure should have killed Darlene and Charlie. Like if it was so fucking strong that it flipped over the RV, like they would have been dead realistically. Stephanie's still in the RV, so when the RV flipped over, it like fell into this pond, and now like Stephanie's drowning in there. At the same time, Charlie's under this big ass piece of wood that he can't get off, but Darlene has like this adrenaline rush and is able to get it off of him and free him. After she frees Charlie, she's like, go save your sister. He's like, what about you, mom? And she's like, don't worry about me, I'm gonna be alive for as long as this big ass pole that's right behind me doesn't fucking crush me to death. Which it does. It crushes her to death. And I think that after that big ass explosion, all bets were off, and like anybody that would have died there would have been unavoidable. There was like too much shit going on. So I want to say that her death was unavoidable. Remember, while all of this is happening, Stephanie's like in the RV still fucking drowning. But she technically does drown, and then Charlie's able to free her and like bring her back to life. And they think that they're in the clear because like, oh, she flatlined, right? Like she died and like we brought her back to life, so like it's all good, right? No. Because then they meet this doctor and he's like, oh, I heard what happened, like crazy, like he saved your life. And she's like, yeah, Charlie brought me back to life. And he's like, well, I mean, you weren't technically dead because like your heart never stopped. Like if he was able to wake you up again, like, yeah, you were never dead. And then she's like, what? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, what do you mean? What do I mean? Like, I just fucking told you, bitch, you were never dead. He doesn't say that. But while they were having that conversation, that same lady that picked up the penny from the hospital, like drops it while she's in a lemonade stand. The penny rolls all the way to the train track and it derails the train. So as soon as they finish that conversation with the doctor, the train had derailed onto the street, and Stephanie and Charlie, like they run away from it immediately. Like they waste no fucking time. And they're able to escape from the train for a bit. Like they're able to run away, but then Stephanie falls, Charlie picks her up, and they think that the train stopped. So they stop for like a split second, and then there's still more train coming, and they see that. So they start running away, but then by that time it's too late because two fat ass logs fly through the air and it like crushes them both, and then they die. And I will say that their death was like, that was unavoidable. There was nothing they could have done. That train came on way too fast and they were able to run away for a bit. And even if they wouldn't have stopped for that split second, they still would have been crushed. So yeah, their death was unavoidable. And that's how the movie ends. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give a like and subscribe if you haven't. Have a good night, good time, good life.